Noir is all about the lighting. So single source lighting and all that kind of funky jazz of really heavy shadow play, which pulls your brain into mystery. This movie's a mood, as the kids would have said 10 years ago.
It's a whole vibe.
Now it's a vibe, but yeah, it would have been a mood because it's a really moody.
It's giving dark.
It's giving dark.
It's giving noir.
It's giving noir.
Welcome back to the big room. We're not in the same room anymore.
No.
Carl went home. We'll talk
Here
about
he
Carl's
is.
home.
It only gets worse from here.
It only gets, Carl's had a hard time
It gets
at home.
worse.
It's been a rough few days.
So we're going to talk about, we mentioned that last week, how we were going to go to Tom Segura to see Tom Segura in wherever we were.
The lovely boy.
Fort Pierce. I want to say Port St. Lucie, not where we were.
It's not where we were.
Other side of the state.
I don't
We
know
were
where
in
that
Fort
is.
Pierce. I think it's south of Tampa.
That sounds right.
Something.
Let us know in the comments
Who
below.
cares?
Where is Port St. Lucie?
You know, they're one hurricane away. Am I right?
Aren't we all?
So we're going to talk about Fort Pierce for a little bit. If you, for some reason, are a big fan of Maltese Falcon and can't wait to hear about it, we have
Riveting.
timestamps somewhere below wherever you're listening or watching. Hopefully watching. Put a lot of time and money into these cameras. I'm going to take a drink of cream soda. BRB.
Yeah, let's get that close-up shot.
That's the sound of me sucking it out of my mustache.
Nice.
Gross.
Mustaches. So we went and saw Tom
Mustache.
Segura 2 days after Thanksgiving, right? We left Saturday.
Yes,
Friday.
Saturday.
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 And we saw him Saturday night and then drove home Sunday. It took us, 4 hours
Yes.
to get to Fort Pierce?
Yes.
A 2.5 hour drive?
2:45, but yeah.
The things that they say about traveling on Thanksgiving weekend, they're all true. It was a
It was
nightmare.
terrible.
I wanted to go see this guy in probably the same place like 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yeah?
And you were like, Thanksgiving? No, that's going to be terrible.
I was
I
right.
was like, nah.
I was right.
You were right.
He
I was
was
right.
right.
Now,
You were
was
right.
it worth it? Yes. Would I do it again?
No.
No.
Not on Thanksgiving weekend. And he does it because his mom, I think Charo, lives
Yeah.
somewhere down there. But yeah, so no, the
He's a
show
good
was.
kid.
Do it? Oh, he's a good kid.
He's a good son. Yes.
So we drove for 1,000 years, got to our hotel, threw our bags in the ground, left. But on the way to our hotel, we saw an extremely interesting landmark. We saw a combination restaurants, right? Like here we have Kentucky Huts, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Huts. There was one by my parents' house, the Pizza Hut.
Huh.
No, the Taco Bell died. I think it's just no. Who cares? Not important. I saw one. We saw one collectively. All four of us in the vehicle saw a KFC Long John Silver's, which is the worst thing
I don't
ever.
know if I can think of a bigger stomach ache. And I'm dairy intolerant.
The
so
KFC LJS combo, the Wombo combo.
No one should eat there ever. It sounds like a bad
I
time.
kind of wanted to.
Fish and
No.
chicken?
You could get
Sounds pretty good.
KFC.
Well, it's not fish and chicken. It's KFC Long John Silver's.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you could get an LJS Hush Puppy and a KFC biscuit at the same time. It's pretty cool.
It's not as good as the Taco Bell KFC combo where you can get KFC chicken with Baja Blast.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh.
It's true. So we saw that. That was enamoring. And then we went downtown in downtown wherever we were.
Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce, not Port St. Lucie. I
I
almost said it
believe
again.
in you.
Parked in the emptiest parking garage in the world. More spaces in that mug than in the Ocala parking garage.
God bless.
Shocking. We went to a really cool bar called
Sailfish?
Sailfish.
I couldn't remember ever.
We actually went there twice that night, and the first time it was
good.
significantly better than the second time we went. We had some IPAs.
For
We
some of us,
had-
it was better.
You had some seltzer.
I had fun the second
I
time.
had
Well,
one.
we'll get there.
I had
We'll get
one
there.
seltzer.
You had a seltzer. We had some bomb pizza, some spicy
The
honey.
pizza was
Oh,
delicious.
man.
Hot honey
Yeah.
pizza is so good. You had a caprese.
They got a hot honey burger now at Jack Brown's.
Oh, no
Ooh.
kidding.
Yeah. Hot honey's having a moment.
Let's move
It
to
is.
Nashville. Got some beers, went and saw Tom. I was pretty well to do when we went to Tom, and I was like, it is time to pump the brakes. So I got a Bud Light, like a real American man. I put on my skirt and I'm just kidding. I got a Bud Light because I'm not afraid to drink a Bud Light because I don't drive a
There's nothing
truck
wrong
and
with a
vote for
Bud
Trump.
Light.
Yeah,
I
that's-
see where you're
yeah,
going
you know,
with that.
I got a Bud Light because I have brain
And then he
cells.
kissed a boy.
My brain's got like wrinkles and
He
shit.
immediately wanted to get a divorce and go find a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They sent one can to one person. Oh my god. They hate cancel culture, and yeah. Anyway, we sat down. We got there like 1,000 years early because Nick can't order tickets right, so we had to do will call.
Whatever.
It was fine. There was no line.
I was rushed.
What there was 3 days of panicking before we left.
Yeah,
Like,
just
Do
to
we
get
have
there, and it
tickets?
takes literally 30 seconds to get them.
And then we got physical tickets, which was groovy.
Oh, I never got mine back from
they're
Danielle.
still in
We
the-
made Danielle carry.
They're still in the purse.
I'm sure I still have. Yeah, it's probably still in my purse. If you would like it,
Yeah.
I do want that.
I can give it to
Pretty
you.
uneventful waiting for the show, except for Carl, who met his new best friend.
Carl,
He just
I
talked
was
to
making
everyone.
friends. Yeah.
What were you talking
Oh,
to these
man.
people about? It's the people to our left.
The people to our left, we just started. I was like, "Oh, have you seen Tom?" Because I'm trying, to be
Are you
more
s-
social. But have you seen him before? And they're like, "No, this is the first time." I was like, "Me too." It was basically like the weather conversation for like a comedy band. It was just very like low hanging fruit like topics. But we got to talk about shows they'd seen. And then at some point, she I guess I was being funny. I can't really remember everything that was happening that night.
Shocker.
But they were like, she's like, I might have more fun, like laugh more at this guy. And I was like, what? I don't remember what I was doing. But like, there was a guy at one point that sat down in front of us that had like water all over his shirt. And she's like, he's got water on his shirt. And I was like pretending to wipe it off. And
That was
stuff. But,
great.
like, I wasn't really, I guess I was in rare form. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
You were
good.
just
you know,
feeling
yeah.
loose.
you were so
I was feeling
social.
loose.
Feeling
Yeah.
loose.
They asked you about.
wasn't-
They asked him
had
about
the-
Matt Rife, and he got mad.
Yeah, that was the end of our good times. I was like, we're done.
We
have
kind of
nothing
stopped
in common.
talking to them after they mentioned Matt Rife.
Yeah.
And then at some point in all that, I got a Bud Light, and then I went to the I went to the bathroom during the opener because he sucked. And then I got but before that, I got a whiskey ginger drink.
Yeah, he did.
And in my uncoordination, I had it in my right hand and went to cross my legs like this, and I knee punched the extremely thin plastic cup, and it cracked down the side. So I'm just raining whiskey and ginger ale on my jeans, which I have since washed because it was these pants.
Oh, that's good. That's good. They're not still whiskey pants.
I think.
We'll never
I
know.
washed
Take
them.
a whiff,
I washed
yeah.
them.
The world will
So
never know.
raining whiskey, and I'm like, I shouldn't have got this anyway. And then I just started through the little coffee stir sippy things, just chugging it. So I'm like, I have to get rid of this. And the two people, like Carl, I don't think noticed. Danielle is like making what I would consider a fuss, which is to
Okay.
say she's
No.
talking at all.
I think you only think it was a fuss because you were like tipsy at that point.
Well, I
Because I'm
was,
just like,
but I'm-
are you okay? Are you fine?
Well,
and then you're just
and-
like, oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, what,
it's fine.
What
And I was
I'm
like,
thinking is shut up because I don't want people to look at the fact that I've got jeans covered in whiskey and ginger ale. So what I
don't wanna
do
make
in
a
those
scene.
what I do in those situations is like move slowly as if nothing is wrong. I just acted like I was taking a very normal sip of my drink that was showering me with sticky things and then that was that. And I just went I really didn't need 75% of that drink anyway, I guess. And then yeah, the
Then you
opener
just had whiskey in your shoe for the rest of the night.
I did. I
gotta
had
have
whiskey sock.
shoes. Whiskey shoes.
We saw the show. It was great.
Sir, I wanna buy these whiskey shoes.
Stop. So
The show was great.
he did some.
Did he go 70 minutes? It didn't feel
I
like
don't
it.
think he did because the
it felt
guy
like-
at the bar was like, he went 70 to 100 minutes last night, and I reckon he was working new material maybe or something because I hadn't heard most of it, and then there were two bits I had heard before.
Yeah.
So Subway and Call Center Death Threat. Those are the two bits I'd heard.
We were very close. I was very excited about our seats.
Yeah, we were like 5 rows back, 6 rows
Yeah.
back. It was awesome.
It was insane.
Row D, yeah.
Row D.
Yeah.
Whatever letter of the alphabet that is.
We had a very nice lady
4.
take us to our
Let us know in the
seats.
comments, yeah. Help us figure that one out.
A man with a large hat sat in front of Danielle and bummed her out, so her and I
I had
traded
to
seats.
move.
Oh.
Who wears a hat to a theater?
And
I
we
feel
get-
like you shouldn't do
Like
that.
a big, like
a brimmed hat.
yeah.
Don't wear a brimmed hat to a theater, everybody.
It's like the wild
rude.
thornberries sat in front of
yeah,
us.
no. A baseball hat, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
it was wild.
It's like the picture of the guy that's at a concert and he's like 10 foot taller than everyone else. The back
Yeah.
of his shirt just says sorry.
Right.
I need
That
that.
you can't be
No,
helped.
you do need that.
You know,
No, you stand right next to the speakers of the concert and lose your
And then
hearing.
lose my hearing.
classic.
Only
Nick.
one of those guys' ears works. Then we
They
walked
both
in the
work.
rain to an ice cream shop that was
That
closed.
was closed.
Thanks, Danielle.
All I wanted was ice cream, and I couldn't get it anywhere.
We got it at the hotel.
but I got some at the hotel. So
Charged it to the room.
Shout out to Hampton Inn. We'll never know how much that ice
Carl
cream was.
like deep throated my bottle of water in the car because he was so drunk he needed water that bad. I'm like, just this is yours now.
That's a good friend.
I drank another one after.
Yeah.
It's a good friend.
And then on the way back though, we stopped for the bathroom 975 times, and I was furious.
Listen, I'm so happy that none of that was me, because I'm normally the oh my god I gotta pee guy. I've stopped this podcast like 30 times.
Yeah, it makes me smile.
Hang on, guys, I gotta pee.
Because you have a gerbil bladder.
Gotta have a gerbil.
To be
bladder.
fair,
it was-
every time one of you guys was like, "Let's stop," I was like, "Oh, thank
It
God."
was
Thank God
Danielle
it
on the
wasn't me.
way
It
up,
was
but it was
me
never me.
on the way up. Excuse me.
and I gave you a really hard time
Wait.
because how old are we?
I had just had a whole coffee.
And then it was Carl 5 times on the way back. How many times did you make us stop?
I drank like 2 coffee, or I think I had 3 coffees and 3 waters, and I was just
Yeah, and we had to stop
Yeah.
once for gas. We stopped 1,000 times. It's like every service station on the turnpike we hit. It was unbelievable.
Had a lot of coffee at Cracker Barrel.
It also took us 3.5 hours to get home.
Which was better than 4
'Cause,
hours.
well, I-75 was a parking lot, so we just drove
We
back
just
roads.
did not go that
Back
way.
roads are fun.
And then we all went home, and Carl got screwed by his cat sitter.
Meow,
Okay,
meow, meow,
so-
meow.
First, I'll say there was no traffic on the way back to Nashville, so that
That's
was
great.
fantastic.
Nice.
So, I'll start with some positive news. About an hour, I'm an hour from home, and I messaged the guy. I'm like, "Hey, I'll be there in an hour. Just want to see if I can pick up the key fob." He sends me a video message, which is annoying because I have to take it off Bluetooth from my car because it won't play the audio through the car for some reason. But I gather that he's been called into work, and he needed to drop the key fob off, and I'm like, oh my god. So I messaged him real quick, and I was like, he's like, I'm gonna drop it off at the main desk, and I'm like, did you tell them that I have a cat? And he went, yes. And I was like, oh shit, they don't know I have a cat.
Here's my question. Did you let him
So-
know ahead of time, though, to not tell
I
them?
did not think that he would run into management. There was no need for him to.
I
I was
see.
going to be like, leave the key fob in my room. I can get in because the garage door is just open and I can get in with my key. Like it's a keyless entry. So I can
Yeah.
type in the code. So he was like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, now I'm fuming because I'm like, okay, maybe nothing happened,
That
but if
sucks.
it's the wrong lady, like they're handling my transfer right now, I'm about to have to pay like all these cat fees, or I may just get straight up evicted
Right.
because I've been having they can do whatever they want. So I'm just like, the whole time now I'm just driving and shaking my head like, God fucking shit. Fucking, I'm, like, I'm getting road rage at everybody. They're pulling in front of me like, learn to fucking drive. And I'm like, I'm just like, people are going like 500. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? We live in a society. And I'm like, why can't we live in a society? I'm furious. And I know that they could come after me in the chat and be like, well, you should be paying for the cat. But hear me out. The dogs make sense. Because one, the dogs don't just stay in the room; they share the communal space with the people. They're in the elevators, which they have pissed in plenty of times. I've like driven through shit on the parking garage. There's shit
Ew,
around the
that's
place,
rude.
people that don't pick up. And the apartment provides an amenity, a dog park. There's no cat park. There's no cat cafe. My cat is self-contained. I take out the shit every time, or else I have to live with it. So why would I pay for a cat? It's like paying for a house plant or a fish.
To you, it's a
self-contained
goldfish.
thing.
It's a
To me, it doesn't
goldfish.
make any sense. Nobody has to interact with nobody. Cleo's never licked anybody's hand on the elevator who just got food and didn't want their hand licked.
You
Like,
also don't have any carpet. Like, if you had carpet, I also feel like that'd be
Right.
different because you could get smells, but there's no carpet.
So it just doesn't make sense. They're not going out and bringing in fleas, so there's no problem there. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, I know I'm like, I should get special treatment, but does it make sense to? Does it make sense to? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just, it doesn't make, it drives, and that's what really bumped, like, just,
So this
makes
is
me just want to go ballistic.
this
So
is 3 days ago. Has any fallout
Yes.
happened?
I went to go pick up the key fob, and I was like trying to be just like, who's down there? And of course, it was the lady that's handling my transfer and somebody else. And I was like, fuck. So they gave me the key. They say nothing. I go back up to my room, and I'm like, hey man, I think we're in the clear. And then I look at my resident portal on our apartment thing, and I have a massive fee.
How much?
$300 for the cat thing, and then $50 or $25 for the month, and then I will have to pay another $25 for the next 15 months for my lease. So this has cost me $700, and then I paid for the cat sitting, which was $135. This is costing me $835 right now. Whereas I could have just gone to the vet and had them boarded and not had this issue at all. So I don't know what the lesson there is. I mean, I did get away with it for 3 years.
These are really cheap. They didn't backtrack.
What was the $300?
Is that
That's
like
the
the
fee
initial
for the
fee?
initial.
fee.
There's an initial,
Yeah.
but as a monthly pet fee,
$25 isn't
no,
terrible.
15. You said right, or was it 25?
25.
25 months.
Yeah.
That's cheaper than.
And then I'm doing a 15-month lease for my next unit, so I'll have to pay that too.
I think
So
we
it's
were-
gonna be. I'm never gonna get
Oh,
out
so
of
you have
this
to
unless
pay
I
another
transfer.
big fee.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
He has
just
to-
the initial, but
just
I'll
a
be.
month.
There's another 15 months of my next lease, unless I leave this building or leave this complex and go to a new place that doesn't know I have a cat again. But it doesn't seem worth it because then you have
That's
to do another
not-
security deposit and all this other shit. So I'm just locked into this and I'm screwed now. And I'm still thinking about it now. I'm like, God, I don't even want to fucking talk about the movie anymore. I want to go home.
Just demand a $100 a month raise at work.
I almost emailed them and was just gonna send them this list of like, look, there's no cat park, there's none of this stuff, it doesn't make sense. But I know I'm not. I'm just gonna roll over and pay it. Like it's just like they could have kicked me out or really charged me for the last 3 years too.
Yeah.
So, in which case I would have just been like, fuck this shit. I hate the city. I'm going home. A new place to live. So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
I hope you like that cat
Yeah,
at least.
Cleo.
I looked at her and was like, "You're costing me a lot of money." It
do.
kind of soured the reunion because I was
Aw.
like, "It's good to see you."
Just look at her little face. And
Yeah.
meow, meow, meow.
Hey, it's cheaper than owning Phoebe.
It's cheaper than
And I know
Phoebe.
it's also my fault too because I should have just told the guy from the beginning. They don't know I have a cat. Don't tell
Yeah.
anybody. But I didn't. I was like,
also-
never in my wildest dreams would he go down and just go to the unit. He's like, I thought I needed to give them a reason. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't need to tell them all the
No,
details.
he could have just been like, "Hey, I'm dropping off this." Yeah, there's a lot of things, but
There's many places
it's-
it could have been better.
Yeah.
But
just try
Yeah.
to make him pay
just
for
poor
it.
planning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that guy's listening, like, comment, subscribe. All right, let's move
And I still haven't
into
forgiven you.
what we're all here for. Another Humphry freaking Bogart movie.
Heck yeah.
This is our third Humphry Bogart of the year. It is his first Humphry Bogart of the movies.
What?
well, it was his first
First
big
to come
movie.
out.
Oh,
First
his
big
first,
movie.
First big movie.
Okay, yeah.
He was in several movies.
This is the year before Casablanca. Two other actors in this movie are in Casablanca.
Casablanca.
And in several other movies. The three of them kind of follow each other around. The dude with the really wide eyes and the fat guy. They're all in Casablanca.
And African
In
Queen
fact-
wasn't too far.
In fact,
after
you
this.
will not remember Joel Cairo's actor, Nick. Because
do.
he's the guy that gives him
I
the
remember
tickets
him.
in Casablanca that you
I
completely...
remember. Is he in this picture on our wall?
Yeah.
No.
No, dude.
Nope, he's
No.
not.
I got really excited and then really
Yep.
disappointed.
No,
Yeah.
that's
It's
others.
so quick and
That,
confident too.
confusingly, is Sam. Even though Humphrey Bogart's
Right,
character
right,
in this
right.
movie
Oh.
is Sam. Play it
He's
again,
also
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah. So
Lots of
yeah,
Sams.
this is a movie where I don't want to talk about the plot points because it would be the worst.
Yeah,
Like
it's a mystery film.
it would be the worst item of media of all time.
It would be
because
pretty bad.
This is one of the first noir films. I think the brief YouTube video we watched last night said,
Yes.
Yeah. If not the first.
if not the first.
What I found interesting was this was also 5 years after, like, Talking and Film started. After Talking
Yeah,
started.
Talkies started. Right.
Talkies.
I think I looked up
And
this.
boy, did they talk in this one.
They did a lot of
A
talking.
lot of talking.
No, it was a different movie. My bad. I'm conflating films. I also watched
Just kidding.
an old Dean Martin film where
Hmm.
the actress in that was a silent film actress, and then she tried to get into talkies, but they thought her voice was too mannish. So she
It's like
was
the
like,
opposite of that one movie.
It's like a
that-
Citizen Kane. Wait, yeah. Or no,
No,
was it
Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain.
Okay.
I can't
Citizen Kane she can sing well.
stand him.
Yeah.
you hated that movie, didn't you?
Yes, he did. He doesn't want to.
It's like there's too much
Let's move on.
singing, music. There was no singing in this movie. You probably
I'm Carl.
loved
I
it.
hate music. Ugh.
So
Ow.
this is a
But cinematography.
this is like a who done it where the who takes the back seat for like 70% of the plot and
Yes.
it becomes about
Yeah.
a bird.
Comes about the Maltese Falcon, if you will.
So briefly, to go over the plot briefly, I don't want to go through all the twists and turns. There's Sam and his partner. They're private investigators.
Yep.
a lady comes in and goes, "My sister's in trouble with this dude. I need you to trail him." And they go, "Sure." And Sam's partner, Miles, trails the guy. Miles ends up dead. And the guy ends up dead. There's
were
no
trailing.
sister. And
Yeah.
so then, like, the mystery is kind of who killed Miles? Who killed the dude that she was trailing, whose name is hopefully in this doc?
Thurnsby?
Probably not.
Thurnsby. Not in this doc.
Something like that. We'll call him
Thurnsby.
Thurnsby. For
He's
the rest.
unimportant because all he does is get killed, and that's all we ever see.
We don't even
from him.
see him.
It's true.
We never really see him.
Faceless
Yeah.
name.
And then there's this Maltese Falcon. So there's like, it's crazy. There's like 5 parties in this movie. They're all interconnected and separated at different stages. And then the who killed Miles comes back at the very, very end. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a plot point. This is a really good movie.
Well,
I
even
thought.
Sam doesn't seem to really care about his death
Sam-
for the longest part.
Sam is who I want to talk about. And I want to spend this episode kind of talking about the characters and not the plot itself. Because if we talk about the plot, everyone will be confused and bummed out. All 6 people that listen to this.
Yep.
But the characters are really interesting in this
They are.
movie. And so is the camera work.
The cinematography.
The
because
cinematography.
because of noir being like discovered, they were just inventing. It's kind of a Citizen Kane situation. They are similarly to Citizen Kane, which came out the same year, 1941. Inventing
Wait, really?
inventing camera shots. So
this
Citizen
is-
Kane was inventing, off angles and deep focus and that kind of drama stuff. Noir is all about the lighting, so single source lighting and all that kind of funky jazz of really heavy shadow play, which pulls your brain into mystery and intrigue and like dark, spooky. This movie's a mood. As the kids would have said 10 years ago.
It's
A
a
vibe.
whole vibe.
Now it's a vibe, but
It's
yeah,
a
it would have
vibe.
been a mood because it's a really
Mood.
moody.
It's giving dark.
It's giving noir.
It's giving noir.
It's giving noir.
Doesn't noir film
Noir.
just mean black film?
Black
Yes.
film.
Yeah. For the French, baby, they gave us fries. They didn't.
It still wasn't as
you.
noir. I don't know that
What?
noir as
That's
the,
what.
That
Briefly, Carl,
What?
is our
don't
whole
think it
opinion
exists.
of noir
I
like
think it's the parody that we're thinking of, the
Yes.
stereotype.
Yes.
Like I wanted him trying like in the monologue in his head. We didn't get any like monologue.
I don't
It was all
think that-
exposition.
like from the
I don't know if it
cartoons we
exists.
grew up with? Like
Yes.
that
I don't
SpongeBob
know.
episode or whatever.
Let us know in the comments if you know a movie that's like the classic stereotypical noir
Meaning-
feelings. Like I knew like
There's
give 'em a-
VO, like dude in a
Yeah.
diner with a steaming mug of coffee, and it's all raining outside and black
It's
and white.
introspective, less exposition.
And he's like, so there I was, puzzled by all the facts
Yeah.
flowing through my
Can
brain.
you think
Like,
of a cartoon that like?
I think
where does that
SpongeBob
come
did it.
from? But that's SpongeBob.
I think
yeah, that's way later.
I don't know.
For some reason, I feel
You
like
know, where does that come from?
But is-
Duckwing Duck.
yeah, but is that a hat on a hat? Like, is it just
Yeah.
I don't know how.
like is it a parody of a parody at that point? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know because it is 60 years removed from the source material, but
And
that's
this being
what,
the first one, I was like, they probably didn't get that tone yet. So maybe it came later, or maybe it just never came at all, and it's just the parody like that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I was like, when are we gonna get the actual noir feel?
I
Like,
was spiraling, just going, do I have to watch every noir movie to ever exist?
I feel
can't.
like this was a lot closer than The Third Man, though.
This was a significantly better movie than the
So
Third
like
Man.
so much more.
And I love Orson Welles a lot, but the Third Man plot, I just didn't care as much as this one.
I'm trying to remember. I remember liking it.
Ba-doom. Should we do some sound effects? to
Oh
help
yeah,
you
that
remember?
stupid ass soundtrack.
Yeah. Ba-doom,
The zither.
ba-doom, bow, wow, 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 wow. That was The Third Man. The whole movie. There was
been
a
running in the
guy.
sewers for 20 minutes.
They were gonna throw him off a Ferris wheel.
Oh, they
Yeah,
did?
that
Cuckoo Clock.
monologue with the cuckoo clock and all that malarkey.
I don't
That was a
remember
good movie.
anything.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I didn't hate it. Anyways,
This though was definitely more. I know.
More
although
cynical.
Our apparently our view of noir is complete, like just fabrication. But this felt more noirish than the Third Man did.
Yeah.
wasn't Orson Welles the third man? Wasn't that the whole point
I
of that
think
movie?
he was, yeah.
Who cares? Dumb. This movie's better. I want to talk about Humphrey Bogart's character Sam because he was so weird. He had some Sherlock Holmes-ness about him. He had some James Bond-ness about him.
He was a real tough guy.
He was a tough guy, but he had an answer for everything. Like when he's in the when he first visits Casper Gutman, the fat dude, who they call Fat Man in the movie. Not being disparaging. That's literally what they call him.
Yep.
Because he's fat. What? No. The first time he meets him, so it starts out his partner's been murdered. It becomes this whole mystery around the Maltese Falcon, which is a jewel encrusted falcon from Malta. That had
it's like 400 years old.
Yeah, it's old, and it's something that this Casper dude had in his possession at one point and re-enameled in black to hide its value, and then it got stolen or sold off, and he tried to buy it from the guy. It's all really convoluted. What happened?
Was that a Russian general's house at one point?
It was this whole thing. So he's chasing down this falcon, and it's like Sam goes to Casper's house to with the guise of Sam knows where the falcon is, which he doesn't. And this dude knows something about it that I don't, how much it's worth or something like that. So they're trying
what it is.
So they're trying to exchange this information. And Sam feigns fury when the dude wouldn't give him the info before he gave him the location. I know this is confusing, but I have a point here. He throws his cigar on the ground. Danielle thought he was just snapping really flamboyantly.
I was about to be minus a hot point. That was stupid. But then Cameron was like,
"You want to give me what I want?" No, he throws his cigar in the fireplace, smashes his glass on the table, tells him you have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to give me the information that I want. Leaves out in a hurry, slams the door, and then we change camera angles to him walking down the hallway, and he's grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah,
because he's playing everybody at all times, and it's genius. He's such a cool character.
Yeah, I think on a level, they all just play each other for the whole movie.
He's a weird kisser, though.
I did get a little confused because don't immediately laugh at that.
Well, the plot got a lot.
I didn't always pick up.
Bro, Nick. Wow.
I didn't always pick up whenever he was lying, and it was supposed to be obvious that he was lying. Whenever he knew where it was, I was like, does he know where he is? It was a lot to keep up with.
He gave a lot of almost Jim from The Office camera takey smiles throughout the plot, to where you're like, he's confusing me, but I know he knows what he's doing. And I really enjoyed that.
He even kept saying that to the police, guys, I got this. Let me do my thing.
Yeah, and
I got this.
If the law gets too involved, you're gonna screw everything up.
Yeah,
and none of us will get any info. He was basically because the police hate him, and everybody hates him.
But he also did a good job of writing both sides.
Oh, brilliant!
Because he was a friend to the cops, but also a friend to the criminals.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Carl, what'd you think about Sam?
Well, the one thing when he just kissed the girl out of nowhere, I was like, okay. And then he kissed her on the nose, and I was like, and then I was thinking about the kiss on the boat with the on the last movie, and I was like, maybe he just never learned or something like that.
I really wanted.
No one wants to correct these movie stars on how they're doing it or something, but I was just like, okay, Sam. But what were you saying, Danielle?
Sorry, I thought you were done with your thought. I was just saying, I really wanted those kisses to be hot for hot points, but they all were slimy. They were all
weird.
After he, was like, you're gonna get me something, or they were unwarranted. They were all I was like, ew, or I don't know. So
yeah.
But other than that, I thought he was really a really compelling character. I thought he was really he's kind of like the good, the bad, the ugly, where he's the mastermind. Blondie kind of knows what's going on and has all the pieces in play.
Right.
It's very a tip of hat to that.
He does slip up though. He goes back to the fat man's house and gets drugged, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
Classic.
Which reminded me of Big Lebowski, which I started to really see a lot more of the noir beats in that after watching this.
Oh.
I know it's but
Yeah.
I just love that movie.
It's a good movie.
No, this was...
I really appreciated some of his lines, including my favorite line of the movie. When you get slapped, you'll take it and like it, and then slaps the guy in the face.
Oh yeah,
he got pushed in the throat at one point.
Yeah,
or the chest throw area, and he kind of keeled back. But
real witty.
And he's really on top of, because there's this crony Do we have his name in the thing?
Cairo?
Wilmer Cook. There's
The
this
little boy.
young guy that Casper has around, and he has him trailing Sam through the whole movie. And he's in a super sexy trench coat and a fedora. He looks like awesomely 40s. And he calls him a kid a lot. He's like, oh no, I shook the kid blocks ago. Like,
It's like, that's
great.
a kid?
He was 38 while they were filming this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well,
He does look smooth.
he does. I mean, he
Smooth.
looks like a young 38.
Curiously smooth. But that one scene where they're walking back to Fat Man for the meeting where he ends up getting drugged, I think, and they're walking side by side, and Sam like slows his step and pulls his trench coat down and pulls the two 1911s out of the dude's hands in his pockets. I was like, dude, this dude knows. He's on top of it. It was so
slick.
cool.
I really liked his karate chop when they were all in the room together with Cairo, and he like got the gun out. And I was like, man, he's like One Punch Man.
Oh, dude, when he gets Cairo and the chick whose name changes 19 times, Iva or whatever her Ruth, whatever her name ends up being, he gets those two in a room before Fat Man gets Ultra involved, and then the police come. So he has to make up a story to keep everybody out of jail, but he's making it up while the police are in the room.
Yeah.
And it's like he somehow gets everybody to go along with this complete bullshit story just to get the cops to leave, so that basically all of them want a cut of the Falcon. So it's like all of these enemies end up working together to try to get the Falcon to be sold. And it's just brilliant. And then it all falls to shit because the Falcon.
And none of them really know what it is or what it's really worth.
Right. Well, what they don't know is that the one that they end up with is baloney.
Oh my god.
They end up with
Is it?
with a lead Falcon. Yes. There was a fake one.
Nick.
I mean, how do we know? It was black and white.
Because he
I couldn't see if it was
scraped it.
gold or not.
They said it was
Just
fake.
kidding.
Yeah.
They
You know what
they
sucks?
said it was
another
fake.
letters.
But what about the last line of the movie?
Which was what? I don't remember.
This is what dreams are made of. Like he looked at it and was like, I don't know. To me, when he
See-
looked at it and said that, it was kind of like, wait a minute. Does he have
I
the real
took that
thing?
as maybe he will go after the real thing. I'm not sure because he scratched through the enamel
Yeah.
and said it was lead.
that's
Plus,
true.
lead weighs a hell of a lot
just-
more than gold. He should have known that straight
I
away.
feel like he didn't try.
Well, I
very
mean,
hard.
how
He just-
often do you hold a big chunk of gold?
I guess so.
Or
And-
a big chunk of lead to really know the difference?
And it had been 14 years since he had seen it
yeah.
last.
Yeah.
What sucks for me is so this movie is on the list not because it's in any top lists, although it may be.
It definitely is.
This movie is on the list because Adam Savage has made Maltese Falcon replicas.
I saw that episode on YouTube and almost watched it.
And he has I think he's made several because his end up being too big because there's no reference pictures. It's really only the movie. And because I'd seen that video, I knew the Falcon was fake the entire time, which bummed me out.
That is a bummer.
Because it's like I knew what the twist was.
Should we get a Falcon
Yeah.
for the table?
No,
Oh
I
yeah.
think we should.
No.
I don't think they just make those.
They've got to.
They gotta make that.
I will tweet Adam Savage tonight. I will not.
Fun fact.
I'm
one
sure
of
there's
the,
some replica company that makes them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What's your fun
Yeah.
fact, nerd?
One of the three that they made for the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio owns.
There you go.
One
I
of
think they
them-
may have used that in the Hollywood
Yes, they did.
Tarantino movie. Okay.
Oh, nice. I saw that
Once Upon a
one
Time.
of them sold to a place in Vegas for $4 million.
Yeah.
Ooh,
one of
that's
the
a
props.
lot.
Yeah. So because they're all in private hands and not in collector hands, there's no measurements, I don't think, or anything. So
Oh.
that's why Adam. And now it's been 3 years since I've seen his video, but yeah, I knew it was fake, which sucked.
Aw.
But that's maybe
I was kind of bummed it was fake. I was like, oh, all that and then it's nothing.
yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
I guess that's kind of what Citizen Kane does. Because
Doesn't matter
in the
that
end, they
it's
don't
fake.
really.
Oh, you know what it was like? It's
A
kind of
MacGuffin?
like Pulp Fiction with the briefcase. It's a lot now.
But we're never denied it though. It's like it's just kind of it's not answered what it is.
Right. It's
This is the definitive. No, it's not the right thing.
it is different, but also it is a MacGuffin for the entire subplot that becomes the main plot and then fades back into subplot again at the very, very end.
You know what else it's like?
What?
National Treasure. Benjamin Franklin Gates' family searches for the Templar treasure for
It
generations.
kind of is like that.
And so, just like Benjamin Franklin Gates, although he was successful, but
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine if they get there and all this stuff is just the
Yeah.
candy chocolate gold. Like,
Ooh,
just the gold.
we don't really know. I guess they can get a big
You can't
house.
buy Ferraris with candy chocolate
Yeah,
gold.
but I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe
our
if you had a
fat man will
really
be
lot of
searching
it.
forever for his Golden Falcon that he'll never find.
It's very interesting. I'm glad they haven't like remade and bastardized this movie.
Please don't ever do
I
that.
could go for a sequel.
They were gonna make a sequel, and I don't remember why it didn't work out. So there you go. There's my fact.
I heard this
It
was like
never
the
happened.
third time that Warner Brothers had made this movie too. Like with that
Yes.
that plot.
Is
Okay.
it?
It was a book,
yeah.
and then it was a movie in like the 30s, I think. And then this film was made, and the director had to storyboard out every single little conversation and moment just to get Warner Brothers to like see his
my-
vision,
Wow. That's a
basically,
lot.
and let him have control. Like they wanted to have some more control, and he was like, "Nah, let me do my thing." So he had to plan everything out. So then while they were filming, nothing really changed from the original like storyboards and plans because it was so
So
like
there were no on-set rewrites because they weren't allowed to.
no.
Huh.
Because Warner Brothers had been sold this certain
Yeah,
thing,
this specific vision.
and they couldn't change the vision. That's super interesting.
It was the director's first film.
Oh no!
Wow.
Kidding. Wow.
It did
Humphrey
so
Bogart.
good.
What's insane to me is this is Humphrey Bogart's like first big movie, like his big break, and he's so good in it.
What is
Yeah.
So we've watched this movie, Casablanca,
African Queen.
African Queen.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite Bogart?
Oh, Casablanca.
I'm going with this one.
Casablanca's a really
I
good
like.
movie.
He was a little bit less. He had a little bit more humor in him in this one than I feel like he did in Casablanca.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
maybe not quite humor, but like
He's more
the
of a
little
wise guy.
the little smiles.
Well, the situation's
you know?
so much more serious for his character in Casablanca
Yeah.
too.
African Queen's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
He's a weird,
But still a fun,
really
fun movie.
It's a
Yeah.
good movie, and it proves that it's a okay
It's a
movie.
fine movie.
It proves that he has range.
Yeah.
Dude does have range.
He's a really good actor. I was impressed.
I read a thing. Ingrid Bergman watched this movie over and over and over when she got cast in Casablanca to see like his acting performance and see how he did. So she kind of studied him.
And he has
if you
similar
will.
moments.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching him hand roll cigarettes for an hour and 40 minutes, which he does a lot. Like that was
You gotta roll your
that was like his
cigarettes,
prop.
you
He was
know?
always hand rolling and licking the paper, and I was like, man, people were making their own cigarettes back then. This is crazy.
It was so cool.
well, they didn't have filters.
That's
They were just
why they
hand
all
rolling. Yeah, they were just hand rolling.
died.
Wow. Well, that and they would have been dead anyway. It was
That's at this point.
80 years ago.
Yeah, at
and they
this
were all
point.
40.
Ay, death,
So
cigarettes,
no, and
murder.
There's probably less chemicals in them back then, though.
That's true.
probably
We need a study on that. What's better? Chemical filtered cigarettes or not chemical unfiltered cigarettes? That probably exists.
just not smoking.
Nah, you gotta smoke.
I did.
You gotta
smoke,
smoke, eh?
kids.
You gotta get that smoking in.
I did end up.
Ah.
I did end up watching the movie and going because of all the cigarette stuff. Because smoking looks so cool. It's the
I
best.
know.
I was like, man, I
Sucks that
need,
it hurts us.
I need a prop. So I bought mint toothpicks online.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Danison's?
I didn't go Danison's. I went
Oh.
the cheap ones that hurt really bad in your mouth.
That's
Wait.
funny.
The ones that I used to have in the
I
big
think
room?
Wait, I know those.
think the ones that used to have plastic tube.
Yeah, because I got some of those too because I couldn't bite the bullet and get Danison's because I was like,
They're
I want to get the big
expensive.
box, but they're like $150.
Yeah.
They didn't go on sale for
my
Black
God.
Friday, so I was like, oh
Yeah.
no.
But they're nice because
So,
don't they
yeah.
come in little glass tubes?
They
with
have
a-
little
with a
nice
cork?
amber jars with cork, and like a nice, like a navy box to put them all in. And it'll last you a year and a half or so. It lasted me that long.
I figured
But
I'd give it a
100
Worthy and fulsome.
yeah. Which,
$150 for toothpicks or
What?
buy a bunch of cigarettes throughout the year. It's got to be cheaper, right?
oh, it's cheaper, and I would do it, but I just want to like prove that like I like doing this as a prop before I go in on the Danison's.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's good.
Because this was $9.
That's a
on
lot easier of an
Amazon.
investment.
But if I like it, I'm 100% buying $100 worth of Danison's and like putting them in my pistol case or something.
Oh, classic Cam.
Well, you know
Makes me wanna
what? You
get
know what the
Danison's.
difference is for me? Like I know Carl really likes the Danison's are thicker. For me, it would be the glass beaker that they come in.
You could just
I
buy a
would
glass
really-
beaker
I would
and
really
refill
dig
it.
that.
But the burnt tip of the Dansons too.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. That's
You
true.
got to stick the tip out so they know it's a Daneson.
Because like you can put it in whatever package you want once you get
And
it.
you know what? I'm already
Just buy a glass tube.
That's what I'm saying.
and put.
She's got a point.
And put them in.
I'm already stressing about like where am I gonna like my pockets are set. You know what I mean? Do you get that way? Like if you you know
Not
when I
specific pocket.
Roll,
I have the
roll
check.
the tube up in your sleeves.
Ooh.
like a cigarette carton
Yeah.
Behind
yeah.
your ear.
I love toothpicks behind the ear.
But the
the
pla-
tube is like it's thicker than
plastic
chapstick,
tube.
so it's not
Yeah.
gonna really sit behind your ear.
Right, right.
And they're minty. They're like burn your mouth lip or like.
I'll
minty.
figure
It's
it out.
crazy.
Plus, I really like mint. Like I like having gum, but I don't like having gum.
I
'cause
hate gum.
Gum's also impossible to carry. Hurts your jaw, and then you gotta get rid of it. And it's like I don't know. I just don't like like throwing it away. It sucks. It's a bummer. Gum's a bummer, and everybody hates you when you have gum. Or when
Do
you
they?
pull out gum, everybody loves you and wants your gum.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It's
my gum.
No, yeah,
It's a
people
real
don't like
knife's
to.
edge.
No one's gonna ask you for a toothpick. I might ask you for a toothpick.
Yeah, and I
but
just
never
don't
mind.
want. I want when I have something like I just want to chew gum until my jaw hurts, and then I'm bummed out. My jaw hurts. I don't know. I'm gonna try it as a prop and see.
There you go.
I don't know. I
Well,
feel like
it's
I
a
need
bit,
to think.
you know.
I have so many
It's like-
nervous ticks.
So let's add another one.
Well, let's add one that's less
cure
noisy
them.
because Carissa gets
Oh.
mad because I tap my feet all day long,
You do.
and I'll tap the desk and stuff, and she's been like, "Shut up!" at me, which good, yell at me. That's how you're gonna get me to stop. I'd rather get yelled at to shut up than could you please, if you wouldn't mind, please stop. Stop. Just tell me to shut up and die. I'll respond.
Shut up and die.
Just
I
shut
would-
up and die.
I'd respond better than that. Than shut up. Just spit it out. So anyway, we talked about toothpicks. Let's how many time have we been going for? A while.
I have some stuff. If we want to talk about the ending, I had some things I was
Yes,
gonna
please.
talk about.
And we'll wrap this up because you have to watch the Golden
I have to watch the
Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor.
And
It's
I have
the
a thing about-
finale, baby.
I have a thing about him to talk about actually.
Oh,
So
okay.
go ahead.
All right, all
Let's
right.
wrap up.
So at the end of the movie, bless you, my God.
I felt that burp in my kidneys.
Oh my, that's an intense burp. You gonna make it?
I think I burped my back out. All right, let's go ahead.
So at the end of
Cream
the movie,
soda's the devil.
we find out that the lady, the femme fatale, if you will, was the one behind his partner's murder. I
Yes.
say.
Yes.
So, and about midway through, you were like, I bet she's going to be like the villain. And so I read this fact that was, if we were in 1940, we would have been clued into that because the actress was cast because she like had this reputation of being a little bit scandalous.
Oh.
So that played into her casting in this role. So I just thought that was interesting that like the context clues back in the day, we would have known like, oh, it's a scandalous lady, and then she's a scandalous murderer in the movie.
So what you're saying is, without those context clues, I still predicted it.
Yeah.
So my brain's really big.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying.
You-
Nice.
I also have hot points.
Let's do hot,
Hot
points.
points.
I wish I had a stinger for hot points.
Hot point.
It wouldn't be that. Let's
It's
go.
a hot point.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, hot plates, if you will, anybody.
And if you're still
All right.
here and haven't somehow turned the podcast off from that,
No,
it's
we're
time for hot
fascinated.
points.
Why would they turn it off from that? I'm hilarious.
Many reasons.
Thank you. All right, so Sam Spade. I don't know.
God. I was
Keep
thinking
going,
about
keep going.
she kept doing that during the movie, and I couldn't stop thinking about the Shane Gillis Jackie Robinson bit. Go ahead, look it up. Look it up.
Yeah.
So he got
all right. That's a good bit.
You should look up the bit because it's really funny.
Time to focus on computers.
Oh, he's so funny.
Whoops, my dog's falling off my lap now. Hold on, listeners.
Please be careful.
That'll cost
for
you thousands.
I got
I've started calling this dog the $10,000 dog.
$10,000.
She is the Maltese Falcon.
She is the Maltese Falcon.
Oh, dude. Wait, I had a note really
She's
quick
about
before
the
hot
same
points.
size as the Maltese Falcon.
So,
Oh.
at one point, Cairo goes into Sam's office and gets the shit kicked out of him, and then Sam searches him because Cairo tries to hold him up, which is stupid. So Sam says, quote, he only had a couple hundred on him when I searched him in my office. So as I do, because I'm an idiot, I went to an inflation calculator. If Cairo had only $300 on him, that is the equivalent of rolling around today with $6,000 in your pocket.
Casual.
And I
as you do.
think the $10,000 that the fat guy offered Sam for his help in the Falcon was like $458,000 today.
Dang.
Jeez.
Like it's insane. All right.
Didn't they have $1,000 bill too? They said something about $1,000 bill.
Well, there were
And I was like,
$10,000
what?
bills too. And
That's just
historically.
crazy.
They were removed out of circulation, I think, in 1958. Go ahead.
Okay, let me. Now that I've been interrupted by
Sorry,
these
I've
men.
just remembered money. You said who cares?
I don't know what I said. Did I say money? Oh, yes, I did. He got a -1 for stealing all her money. That was rude. She was like,
needed
I
it.
have $600. And he was like, give me all of it.
He was owed it for his service.
No, it was rude. You didn't need all of that. We just established that it was a lot of money.
Yeah,
She
that
need-
would have been like $8,000.
I need it to live on.
Or
I
12
need.
grand.
Excuse me.
Phoebe.
My dog is pawing.
The
my
dog has
notes.
equated phone. Petting phone means not petting me head.
No,
So
no.
now she scratches phones. It's great.
So we got a -1 for that. So that leaves us at a 4. Then he got a +1. I wrote this down. I kind of remember it. But he blew a cigarette in the kid's face in the lobby of the hotel at one point. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Great.
ooh, that was cool.
That's good.
That was cool.
My dog needed to be put down. She's very interruptive right now. So that puts us back to a
down.
5. And then I gave him a plus for all all the little Jim from The Office, little smiles, the little look down smile, like, heh, I know I'm so smart moments. I was like, that's pretty hot.
Smirks.
Little
Knowing
smirks.
grins.
Yeah. It's like, it's hot. So that leaves us at a 6.
A 6?
Oh.
Like I said, I wanted the kisses. It looked like, the pieces were there, a good face grab, but the context was too slimy to be hot.
Yeah.
As you
Hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
He's also not the most
Yep.
handsome man God ever made.
He's not unhandsome.
He's got a
is he?
rugged charm. though.
Yeah.
Rugged charm, yeah. But
Yeah.
rugged charm doesn't get you everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he's funny.
Only
in
so
real
far.
life.
Only so far. Should we do hit, miss, or miss?
I
and
think
then
we
move
should.
along? This is the clearest hit for me within the past 5 movies plus. I loved it. Hit.
I'm gonna go hit as well. I really liked it.
I too am gonna go hit.
Oh,
Oh, and I'm giving it a hit.
All right.
hey.
It's our first certified banger in a minute.
In a while.
In a minute.
I wasn't
It's
as
a good
excited
movie.
about this one for whatever reason,
Yeah.
but again, it surprised me. I really liked it. It was really good. I think
Yeah.
it's worth a watch.
I
for
was not
sure.
jazzed to watch it. I just wasn't feeling it.
You're never jazzed
Yeah.
to watch the movies
That's
ever.
not true. Godfather.
Yeah, I was coming home to long drives and huge fees, and I was like, "Now I gotta watch this fucking noir." And I was a little disappointed. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. It wasn't that the cliche noir, but I think the storytelling and the
that
pacing and
exists.
everything was really well done. So
Yeah.
I was like, "All right." I watched it a few times.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
definitely didn't get bored. It kept you on your toes.
Yeah. So the Golden Bachelor's a bad person.
Okay.
Oh no!
No.
Did you read the same article I read this
Yes.
morning? Yeah.
Did you come to
Alright.
a different conclusion?
What happened?
I don't know.
Tell me.
Okay, so I
Dog jumped down.
didn't read all of it because I was at work.
I did.
I don't think he's a bad person.
So apparently 3 months
Someone catch
after
me
his
up.
wife died that he was so distraught over her death. 3 months after his wife died, he was texting this chick, I love you so much, let's move in together, blah, blah, blah. How heartbroken could he have been?
Maybe it's
I mean,
a
that's
trauma.
okay.
It's a traumatic response.
However,
trauma response.
So this broad moves in with him, right? Life's good.
He kills her.
No. She
I mean, I
had-
hope not.
She had some stress-related weight gain. And he literally was like, you're too fat for me now. And you need to get out of my house right now. So he goes away for a work thing or whatever, goes away for a weekend. And he's like, I need you out of my house by the time I get home. She, while packing and leaving from her house, injures herself. And he goes, you can't continue to stay in my house with your injured self. Get a hotel. So
My God.
dumps a chick because she got
Okay,
a
where's
little-
the receipts?
This is just what she said to the
Receipts.
tabloids.
See, where's the receipts?
Believe all women.
No. That sounds terrible.
Friendly fire. Jesus.
Well, I'm just saying he's on a reality show.
Yeah.
He wants some attention.
And he's already been
Come with
awful.
the-
He sent the one chick home that
Come with the-
everybody liked.
That
And he's
is
gonna pick the
true.
wrong one
He's
tonight.
He's gonna pick the wrong
He's gonna
one.
pick the wrong one.
Listen.
This dude's a dick.
Bachelors always pick the wrong one. Always 100% of the time.
All
Always.
right.
The Bachelorettes have a better track record. It's still not great, but
The women are better at picking than men.
so I'm just
They think
saying
with their
if you're
brains and
gonna
not their dicks.
come for the attention, come with the proof. What did you just say?
Nothing. You just said Never mind.
I want to know what you said.
Nope. We'll talk about it after the show.
Oh my God, it's my turn to pick.
Hey, it's your turn to pick, and Carl's back in focus. He's been out of focus for the last 20 minutes, so let's pick a movie.
Shit.
We only have 2 movies in this thing. It's either going to be one or the other one. That's how 2 works. And then we have Die
I'm
Hard.
excited about one of them.
We're 3 weeks away from Die Hard. She picked the one I wanted.
Spirited Away.
A movie that Danielle hates.
A movie I assume I'll hate, but
You've never
I'm going
watched,
to keep an open mind.
You've never watched an anime?
My exposure to anime includes Kill Bill.
That
The,
is
like,
not
20-minute anime
yeah,
scene.
Okay.
Holy
All
shit.
right.
Wow.
Listen, I
That's the worst thing anyone's ever said. My exposure to anime
Anyone's ever said that.
includes Kill Bill. My favorite anime is Kill Bill. Wow.
I mean, it was good.
Wow. Anime fans would beat you up if they had muscle mass.
At this point in time, it is my favorite anime.
Kill Bill's my favorite anime. Put that on a t-shirt and
that on a
smoke it.
New
I don't
merch.
know. That's the worst thing ever. So this is a Studio Ghibli.
I've always said Ghibli,
Even
but I
knew
Is it
don't
like
know
a
if that's
good
correct.
GIF situation?
No, I think it's
No.
I'm wrong. I want to say Ghibli, and it's Studio Ghibli. I think they're like the Disney of Japan.
Oh, they're huge.
Like monstrously like influential. I know that. So I've never seen a Ghibli film at all. This is my first one. It is rated in like top 5 or top 10 of like movies of all time lists all the time. Like it's really influential film. I know that the food in these movies looks incredible.
That is true.
You like Princess Mononoke, right? No,
No,
you like
I like Kiki's
you like
Delivery
Kiki's
Service.
Delivery Service.
I want to watch Princess Mononoke. I want to watch more
I've
of them.
heard of that.
You don't like Howl's Moving Castle. That's the
I
one you
have
don't like.
no.
What's-
Spirited is the Way is the one.
Spirited Away is
This
the one you
one,
don't
the one we're talking about, which I've only seen 3/4 of the way through. So, but I do know the ending.
So shut up.
I'm gonna try to keep an open mind because I know I could. Not liking this movie is the wrong opinion.
Oh, this is the one with the guy with the mask.
No
the-
face.
No face. Yeah.
I also saw The Cat Returns, and
Okay.
it was also not.
The Cat Returns is the one I was thinking of. You don't like. And
I
then
don't. It was weird.
For picking these movies, this one is rated higher. But the one I really wanted to put on the list was My Neighbor Totoro.
I've been told to watch that one.
Because that's the one I when I close my eyes and picture Studio Ghibli films, having not seen any of them, I picture My Neighbor Totoro. So if this pans out, well, I'm gonna watch more. But yeah, no, I've been really excited to watch this one for the
I am too.
entire time. So
I want to see how it holds up on watch number 2, and if everyone on the internet's gonna hate me.
we have 2 movies left, you guys. After this,
Is
one.
this a sub-dub situation, and do we want to decide which one?
my
Oh,
God.
good call. Subtitles, right?
I was
You know what
feels
we
like
should
the
do?
right
I was
answer.
shown
You know-
it by
you know-
a friend who's really into these,
Watch
and it was
both.
the dubbed.
You know what we should do, unironically, is ask Tyler.
All right.
Yeah.
But I would, left to my own devices, I would pick the dub or the sub, because that's kind of the default answer, is you watch the dub or the sub. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why are these so close?
Watch it in its native tongue.
You watch it in its native tongue. There are very few exceptions for me. Like I cannot watch Dragon Ball in Japanese because Goku's voice makes me want to end my own life. And more importantly, Vegeta's American voice is just awesome.
Now I want to play Fortnite.
And I'm gonna ignore that. And the dubbed version of Cowboy Bebop
Oh, yeah.
is like
Beep, boop, bop,
the
boop.
dubbed version of Cowboy Bebop is like heralded by the creator of Cowboy Bebop. It was endorsed. And I also watched. I think I watched the dub of Neon Genesis Evangelion too, because I was told that one was okay as well. I'll look at Reddit. We should ask Tyler.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to. Yeah. So there you go. We're gonna watch that.
That'd be interesting.
Happy December, everybody.
Happy December.
4 more movies left.
Simply-
No, 3
Is
more movies
2001
left.
even in that bucket? I'm not even believing it anymore.
It's the last movie.
It is the last
Hey, if it's
one.
any consolation, Carl, this movie came out in 2001.
That's enough for me.
Wow.
That's my thirst.
So our remaining
Yeah.
movies, actually, you know what's sad? That's the last time we'll draw from the bucket
I was
this
just
year.
thinking that.
Aww.
We're gonna leave 2001 in that bucket.
We're gonna pull
we're
it
gonna
out.
pull it next week.
We're gonna dump it out and watch it fall.
Guys, our journey.
And then our last movie of the year will be Die Hard because it's a Christmas movie, and we're going to release that episode, I believe, on Christmas Eve or so. We're gonna figure it out. So because we're it would be scheduled to release after Christmas, and that's a bummer. So then we're gonna do a year-end recap and see y'all in January. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We are down to the bottom here. We've watched like 40 something movies this year.
Wow.
We're really doing it.
Look at us.
We're really doing it. So yeah,
would've thought?
we've got to get the hell out of
Not
here.
me.
I've got to make alcoholic butterbeer
Hell yeah.
for the Bachelor.
I gotta make puppy chow because Caitlin said she would make me puppy chow, and then she never did. And then she went to Kansas,
Ugh.
and she
Is
doesn't
this
listen
puppy
to this
food or is
podcast.
this
No,
No,
it's
the
like
snack.
the Chex Mix.
The Chex Mix.
stuff covered in powdered sugar and whatever.
Do you know about that?
No, just no.
Oh my god. Well, next
she'll
time
fax you.
I'll fax you
the,
some.
the cup of dirt with the worm in it, like that dessert. It
No,
sounds like
that's
something like
that's gross.
Okay, chocolate
Well,
pudding with.
No, it's great. But
Okay, I was about to
puppy
be like,
chow's
you
better.
don't like worms
chow's
in
better. Yeah, well,
dirt,
I
whatever.
was gonna say Caitlin would hear your insults, but she doesn't listen.
She
to
doesn't
this.
listen to this.
Oh, got her.
She doesn't like us. So
She hates us.
follow us on Discord. Well, join our Discord rather. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube.
Threads, YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, watch, listen, share with your mom. We're gonna watch the terrible, terrible Golden Bachelor, and I'm gonna watch Thursday Night Football. And we'll catch you in the next one.